You know what we don't have? We don't have a gay kid. Yeah, I know, we don't have a gay kid. See, now you just said not in a Muslim family, right? I don't even think about it religiously. I don't think about it politically. I don't think about it socially, right? I just look at it as like a numbers thing. If it's about the numbers, we got the numbers. If you Google it right now, statistically, 1 in every 5 Americans is gay. 1 in every 5. Do the math, 13. We should have 2, right? We should have 2.5. We should have 2 and a bisexual, right?
Hey everyone, I am Damian Holbrook from TV Guide Magazine and TV Insider, and I am talking with Zainab Johnson, one of the stars of Prime Video's Uploads, but we're talking about her first hour-long comedy special, also available on Prime Video, HIJABS Off. But
yes,
deeply personal. This is a deeply personal set. I mean, I guess obviously all comedy, but like you go deep.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like stand-up comedy, you know, it started out as being like a really transformative art form, and I really wanted to keep in line with like what the, I guess, originators of the art form. I really wanted to try to capture, you know, that thing that I used to watch when I was growing up.
Because it is like, right, there's very much that 70s feeling of that you're not afraid to have quiet moments from the crowd.
Yeah, really early in my career, people used to tell me that, like, you revel in the silence. And I'm like, well, yeah, I find out when I'm listening to, like, because I'm a storyteller. And so when I'm listening to somebody's story and I'm really engaged and then they stop, you know, when you like in a really good story and then like the phone cuts out or something and you like, and then whenever the moment is really, you know, whenever the I don't know, line is dropped, then it's like such a big release, you know. I know a lot of comedians, you know, they feel like it has to be constant laughter and feedback from the audience. But I mean, I look at my comedy like a conversation, and that's just not how conversations go. So
right, because you do interact, like you don't interact, like there's not audience, you know, participation, but you kind of draw us in with these stories, and it's very interesting because very few comics do this, where you let us know, like, oh, it's uncomfortable. This is an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's as simple as like addressing the elephant in the room, right? Like we all feel better if we're sitting in a moment that doesn't feel right or isn't what we signed up for. And if nobody addresses it, it actually makes it worse.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that when you watch my hour, it's like every step of the way, we are in this together. Yeah. You know,
I loved it. And I was so excited when I heard about this because I've been such a fan since day one of Upload.
Thank you.
Your Seth Meyers set, which was so great. And again, like also like you got, you know, your first, that was your first late night show.
Yeah, that was my first late night show. Yeah.
Just went right into talking about like one of 13 kids and personal stuff. And I mean, it's a very interesting time to be a Black Muslim, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's a very interesting time. I especially right now. I think, you know, to be a Muslim artist, because there is the responsibility or the pressure of using your voice, speaking loud, and taking a side, you know, for lack of better words. And so it can feel really like, it can feel really, what's the word? It can feel really unfun, maybe, but also kind of,
it's heavy.
Yeah. It's burdened. And that's not to say like that I don't have very clear opinions, and that's not to say that I am not feeling deeply, like, and having all of the empathy for all of the victims, you know. But just as an artist, it's like sometimes you feel like you damn if you do, damn if you don't, you know. And so navigating that can be especially difficult.
Right. And like, look, you haven't had to navigate enough through your life.
Exactly. But you know, I'm a Black woman. I'm a Black woman. The world is on the shoulders of the Black woman.
Yes. You even know, like just your name, like just navigating the world with a name like Zainab, which I'm thinking, how often do you get confused for Z-Way?
Never. That's never happened, actually.
Wow, the 2 Z's in Black comedy.
The 2 Z's, dark-skinned women, you know, like but never, it hasn't happened.
That's awesome though. That's a great thing, because clearly you guys have identified as, you know, like you're separate acts.
our own entities. That,
Yeah.
I mean, that's progress, I would say,
Yeah,
right?
right?
Yeah.
The character you play on Upload,
Yeah.
Alicia, how
Yeah.
much is she like, did they cast you and then start to recraft this character? Because it just seems like the perfect fit for your style of comedy.
I mean, well, that's a testament to the writers, right? Because those aren't my words; those are words that are written for me. But I don't think that I think the character of a coworker existed, like in the pilot. Definitely, it's like Nora needed a coworker, right?
Mm.
But I think when I went into audition for a different role, Greg was like, "All right, well, we filled that role, but I want you to be a part of this." And so I think that me walking in kind of helped him feel, just shade in who this coworker was who became Alicia.
Right. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
where did you film the special? Because it's also very cool because it's kind of in the round.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? So every production company that I met with, I was like, I want to film it in the round. And it was like, yeah, that's great. We can do that. And I was like, but with one camera. I want one camera, handheld, somebody with a steady cam the entire time. And they were like, what? Wait.
Wow. Wow.
So I shot the special in Harlem at a place called Harlem Stage.
Okay.
And it's a historic landmark in New York City, in Harlem specifically. And I did shoot it in a round, and you see it's very intimate. Like if I walk off the stage and I take too big of a step, I'm in somebody's lap, But I like that. I feel like that's how that's while I do, eventually in my career want to be able to sell out arenas and stadiums and all of that. I think my happy place in comedy, and being able to be in a pocket of my funny is with a very close and personal, intimate audience.
It's very cool. It does have a very personal feeling.
Yeah,
It
thank
does,
you.
but you can actually see some of the audience members and you see how they're kind of caught up in this stuff. And it's yeah.
Well, that was by design, actually. Like, I feel like comedy specials, and this is no shade to comedians. Comedians, we are funny. It's a very hard job. We are funny. Most comedians are funny, right?
Yeah.
But the ones you see, they're not funny, right? But I feel like a special is kind of like a false reality.
Right.
It's like I've done well enough to now sell out this theater or this arena so I can show you my success and make you laugh. And so there's going to be these 3 major shots on me, and you'll hear the audience. You're going to hear the audience enjoying themselves like they never enjoyed it before, right? But my special, there's very few shots where you see me and you don't see the audience.
Right.
So everything that's happening, it's like, I ain't got to say it. It's on their faces,
Right.
Exactly how they're experiencing it is what you see. And so I feel like the audience at home, it's like, oh, good. That shocks that woman too,
Right.
Or, yeah, and so I love that. That was on purpose. That was very intentional.
I loved it. And who were your like comic idols or like inspirations?
My inspirations are definitely like my peers, I definitely, the first special I ever saw was Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy. The first special was Raw.
Right.
And
Probably
I grew
way
up.
too young to have watched it.
Oh,
Right.
I think I saw it like a couple of years maybe after it had come out, some years after it come out, but I was still a very little kid. I had no idea Delirious existed. It wasn't until I was in college, and I kept saying to my friend, I love Raw. Raw is the best. Ain't nothing better than Raw. And he was like, Delirious is better than Raw. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And it was at that moment where he was like, how old are you?
Yeah.
But it's like like I love Wanda Sykes. I remember as a kid watching the Kings of Comedy and the Queens of Comedy and feeling like, oh wow, look, these are people I never heard of, but look how funny they are. I remember being in New York City, like in college, the first time I ever saw Bill Burr, like all of these experiences, I think have just kind of been like little trinkets in my bag of like my love for comedy.
Nice. So what do you have lined up next? Because I know comics, you guys are hustlers.
Yes,
you guys are always working on something. You're doing like open mic, like not even open mics, but now you're probably at the stage where you can go and like kind of surprise the crowd.
Yeah. So I'm definitely on the road. I'm definitely working on a new hour because I would like to, I don't want to release this hour and then leave people wanting more and not give them more. And so I'm working on new material. Now that the strike is over, we can go back to like TV work. And so that's always lovely. I am working on a one-woman show. I'm at the very, very beginning stages of a one-woman show. So yeah, we got some fun things in the works.
Nice, excellent. Well, listen, I am like honestly, like I've been dealing with the show for so long, and every chance I get, I'm like Zainab, more Zainab. Like talk to Greg Daniels, I'm like more Zainab, build that character up. So I'm so happy to see you having this moment.
It's so funny. The other night I was at the Comedy Store and I'm in a conversation with a bunch of comedians, and Leslie Jones is one of the comedians, right? And she's not really talking directly to me, you know, but I think like Asif Ali, he says to me, he was like, yeah, so upload, you know, I was like, yeah, season 3, but you know, we haven't been able to talk about it, you know, whatever. And then Leslie turns around and she's like, I've been trying to place it every single time I see you here. I know I bring you up on stage and I'm like, yeah, she's a comedian, but I feel like I know her in a different capacity. And I was like, she was like, it's upload. Oh my God. So that was a fun moment. That was a fun moment.
That is awesome. You deserve it. Well, thank you and enjoy it. Everyone, do not miss Zainab Johnson on Prime Video. HIJABS off, and thank you so much. I will definitely be talking to you again, okay?
Yes,
right.
Damien. Thank you.
Thank you.